This is episode 4 of TrouperCast, your one-stop shop on all things education and the arts. I am Jeremy Solomon and with me today is Seema Siddiqui. Seema is a certified mental health counselor from Parivarthan Counseling Training and Research Center and has worked with adults, children, adolescents and their families. She is passionate about helping people find their authentic selves and their relationship through processing thoughts, feelings and discovery. As a dedicated psychology teacher and counselor for A and AS levels, she believes her students should be equipped in understanding the subject at its best and enjoy learning it. Join us as we discuss, among other things, the importance of mental health and emotional well-being, mental health in education and academia, and creating awareness on mental health. Hey Seema, what's up? How's life?
Hi Jeremy. Life is finally back to the grind. Everyone is back to work. So am I. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. And I just want to say that I'm very thankful, and I even think it's pretty awesome that you and I can get to be on this podcast and have this conversation because of the friendship we have with each other and the fun times we've had in the little while that we do know each other. And I just want to thank you for being on this show, Seema. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here. It's really exciting. I don't know what you have in store for me, so yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we're just looking forward to a fun, interesting conversation. And on that note, as you would have seen our previous podcasts, I normally start with a little game. And that is what I'm going to do with you as well. And because what we do here at TrouperSphere revolves a lot around theatre and drama and the like, we are going to play a little drama game. Okay? No, I will. Yes, I'll share my screen.
I just want to warn you, I'm not good at this, okay? But yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. That's all right. We'll just have fun with it, right? So I'll share my screen, and on my screen, there are a lot of boxes. And in each box, there is an action. And that action is specific to school. Going to school, being in school, going from school, things that people do in school, okay? That action is specific to school, okay? At the bottom right of this little video that I have is a timer, okay? And the timer is for 1 minute, okay? So what we're going to do is, since you are the guest over here, I'm going to give you the honor of choosing the option. Would you like to act first? Or would you like to act second? Because here's how this is going to work.
Oh my God.
This is how it's going to work, right? As soon as I share my screen and as soon as the countdown starts, the person who starts acting first will try and act out as many of these different actions as they can. And if you are acting first, I will try to guess it. So you'll start acting one thing out. I'll guess it. If I guess it right, okay? Then I will put an X mark with the annotate on that little box. And at the end of 1 minute, we will see how many boxes we were able to mark.
Okay. Do I have to get off my chair for this?
No, you don't. You don't. You can sit down and do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So did you get the game?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to...
So I have to go first?
So that's your choice. What would you like to do? Would you like to go first or would you like to...
Yeah, I think I'll go first.
Okay, done. So let me just share my screen. Yeah, we are. So you can see my screen right now and you can see this little timer here. And these are all the different things over here, okay? So what I will do, since you are acting first, I will annotate. And if you are done, say for example, you choose drawing and I guess drawing. After I guess drawing, I will just mark this drawing thing. Okay, so we'll see how many things we can mark. Okay, and the timers here, it's a 3-second timer. So are you ready to go?
Yeah, but you can see it, right? So then...
No, I can see it. That's fine. That's the point. I can see it, but I don't know which one you're going to choose. You're going to choose something at random.
Oh,
okay. So as soon as I guess one thing, you tell me it's right. I'll find it and I'll cross it, and immediately you start acting the other thing so that we can see how many of these things you can act in 1 minute.
Okay, fine.
Okay?
Right,
Yeah.
done.
So I'm going to
Oh,
start.
God.
Yeah, I'm going to start
Okay.
in 3, 2, 1, go. Playing the violin, is that here?
No, just
uh, I can't get that. Yeah, you
oh, come on. Come on. It's right there.
you are
Okay.
change it if you don't
Okay.
get that. You're eating lunch, eating a sandwich, eating ice cream. You tell me if it's right, okay?
Okay, no. Yeah, it is right, but
Okay,
yeah, it's more
eating a big
specific.
burger.
Yes.
Okay, so that's done. Choose another thing.
Okay. Okay.
Drawing.
Yes.
Yes, drawing. Okay, choose another thing. 7 seconds. Reading. Studying.
Yeah.
Reading a book.
Reading a book.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you got 3, okay? You got 3. And let's see how many I will be able to get. Okay, let's see how many I will be able to get when I act these out, okay? And this time you will have to annotate with a different color because I'm going to be acting it out. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
1 second. Okay. But how do I change the color?
Okay, yours is
Okay, got it. Yeah.
yeah, yours is a shade of
Yeah.
orange, I think,
Okay.
right? All right.
Yes.
So
yes.
are you ready? So
Yeah.
I can't choose the ones that are already taken, obviously. So we're starting
Yeah.
in 3, 2, 1.
Talking on the phone?
Yes.
Talking on the phone?
Yes.
Where is it? Talking on the phone. Oh, come on. Where is it? Okay, got it. Okay. All right. Brushing your teeth?
Yes.
Okay. Brushing. Where is it? Oh, you got it. Okay. What is that? Throwing a ball. Catching a ball. Playing on...
Yes.
throwing a
See,
ball, wait.
see what's there. See what's there. The specific words.
Playing at recess.
No.
Playing at recess?
No.
Playing tag.
Yes. No. There's
Tossing...
another.
Tossing a ball.
No. There's another. Look for the
No.
phrase. Look for the phrase.
Playing catch.
Yes.
Okay. Playing an instrument.
Yes.
Okay. Sleeping.
Yes.
Where is sleeping word?
Anyway, time's up. You can take sleeping as well since you got that. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 from the
Oh, yeah,
top,
it's
1,
right
2, 3,
here.
4 from the bottom, right in the middle. Right. So
Yeah,
I think since you were able to get, I don't really know how this game would work, because I'm just gonna say, because it's the first time I'm playing this game also. Since you were able
Right.
to guess the most, I'm going to declare you the winner. So yeah, Seema, you're the winner of this game.
Okay. Really, you're bad at guessing.
Yes, that's what this is. Okay. So Seema,
That was fun.
thank you. I've known you for a couple of years now, and it's weird because I don't know if that one pandemic year would count as anything at all because it just seemed to whiz past. But I'm going to count it as one of the years I know you as well. And I don't really want to tell our listeners or the people watching this about you, because right now we live in the age of technology where we can go online and we can research and we can find out about people. By the way, this is not an okay to stalk people, so please do not stalk people. But I'm just saying information is freely available. We are on Instagram, we are on LinkedIn, we can find out about people, right? So what I want to do is I want to ask you to tell me 2 or 3 very interesting, unique things about yourself that we cannot find online anywhere.
Okay. I really like to box. I don't think anybody knows that. I did go for boxing for a while, and ever since the pandemic hit, I had to stop. And yeah, I really miss it. I think I'm really good at it as well. So yeah, that's one unique thing that not many people know of. Um, I think I like the idea of being adventurous, but I'm also a person who is very cautious, so that doesn't go hand in hand. But yeah, I love to try new things and experiment, even though I'm super scared. But yeah, eventually I think I will try. And I think what I would say is that love to. I mean, I think I can relate to people really well. Um, I don't know whether it's unique, but I think it's really unique to me because it also complements the profession I'm in. So yeah, I think that's one of the things I would say.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you, Seema, for
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
And I think if it were me, if I have to think of the earliest memory I have of you or with you, it was when I was in school and I had just joined school that time, Oasis, the school in which both Seema and I work at. And it
Yeah.
was the time when it was the student council. They were getting their badges, and it was a very ceremonial function and all that sort of thing. And it all went on well. And towards the end, they wanted to get a picture with the students. And at that point in time, you were
Yeah.
not a teacher, you were just there to support the things that were happening. And we were trying to get the kids organized, but then everyone's really excited at the end of this function. But somehow, when nobody else could do this, you just stepped in and you told, okay, fine, get these chairs, get this thing. You put the students on steps and you just made them stand there and everything. And that was when I was wondering, like, okay, who is this random person who's not part of the school coming and organizing things like this? But then yeah, honestly, that's what I thought. But then that just later on, once I got to know you and once you joined the school, and once we got a little closer, I came to understand that you don't necessarily need to be part of something to help out or to make something work. And I think that's a really nice quality of yours. And over these past few years, even though it's maybe just 2 or 3 years now, I really like the friendship that we have, because honestly, you're one of the very few people that I can actually talk to. And over the few times that we've actually met in school in the past few months, we've had very, very interesting conversations about different things, not
Yeah.
necessarily just
Yeah.
academia. So I'm looking
Right.
forward to one of those conversations right now as well.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
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 No, I really appreciate and I really love the connect we have as, colleagues and as friends. Yeah. So this is good. Yeah.
Awesome. So, on that note, you did tell me about this one time before in one of those conversations, but I would like to hear the story from you again. How did
Hmm.
you specifically enter into this field or career of counseling or psychology?
Okay. So actually, I mean, with psychology, it always interested me. But I think back then, when I was younger, when I was in college, I think I didn't really have the guidance, someone to tell me that this could be a career path and this is a very interesting subject to take on. And there was a lot of apprehension with even psychology back then, and counseling was out of the question because people didn't understand what it actually was about. So I actually let go of it and I never looked at it, and I went ahead and did BCom in finance, which is totally not my forte, but well, we all do mistakes. And then it just so happened that my sister had met with an accident, and post her accident, she was, traumatized, and it was a very difficult situation for her because she had to miss college. So what I couldn't understand how to help her at all. I mean, as a family member, you'll be there, you'll do things for them, you listen, but you still cannot really help them for what they need. So I remember reaching out to Parivarthan, and that I just randomly googled and looked for a counseling center, and we had a person who came from their counselor, and she came a couple of times, and there was such a massive change in the way my sister started looking at what happened, and taking care of herself. So that kind of really hit me. I thought that how another person, a strange person, can come in and really help, uh, you know with the techniques that they know of, or the understanding they have about the subject. So yeah, so that was my first beginning to thinking about this, and I already had an interest in the subject, so that kind of helped me kicked off, and I applied to a college. I applied to Parivarthan. It took me a really long time to apply because it's very particular. But yeah, the journey has been long. The journey has been difficult, but I really love what I do. So yeah, that's how I came about into counseling, and teaching happened by chance. I love talking to older kids, especially 13, 14, 15-year olds, and the opportunity came by where they asked me to teach psychology. I love the subject. It was new, but once I actually tried it out, I would say, um, it was really nice. I love teaching the subject, and the interest that the children showed kind of kept me going with the option of teaching. So yeah, I think it's here to stay because I really enjoy teaching, um, and also as a counselor in the school. So it's really a really great combination. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. And you already spoke to me a little bit about what's it like being a teacher in the school. On the other hand, I
Mm-hmm.
want you to talk to me a little bit about what's it like being a parent, not necessarily to students that study in the same school that you teach at, because even if they do, you
Mm-hmm.
don't teach those grades
Yeah.
because they are quite young. But just
Yeah.
just as a contrast between being a teacher and a parent with regard to psychology or the
Right.
understanding the human psyche and things like that.
Yeah. So, as you know, I have two kids, a 10, 11-year old now, and a 7-year old. And yeah, I don't teach those classes. But being a parent is, as it is, it's hard. And no matter what you want to do and the best you want to give, you're not so sure if you're actually doing that, right? So it's quite a struggle, and I think any parent would agree with me. Every day is a juggle, every day is a struggle. But I think with psychology and being a counselor, it has helped me to become more aware, more than anything else. I also think I read too much into things because I'm a counselor and teacher. So the tone that a teacher has, I think it comes out while I'm talking to my kids as well. I have to really be very careful on. I'm not being a teacher right now. I'm a parent, so drawing that line. I'm not a counselor. I'm a parent, drawing that line. My child needs his mother and not a counselor or a teacher. So it does get. There are fine lines every time I have to be there for them, or I'm hanging out with them. So yeah, it's difficult, but I also think it's a big blessing because I feel like this subject has, and being a teacher also has made me realize the effort that my children's teachers put in, or and the awareness that how much work goes into and what a struggle it is to get a child to learn, or if there's any behavior issues, how to like go about it. So I think as much as I would like to think that I'm just a mom and nothing else to my children, but I think studying psychology and teaching psychology and being a counselor, I think somewhere it has been quite helpful, you know when it comes to awareness or just understanding them, right? Yeah.
Right, I would
So
imagine, I would imagine. And I think it would be very similar to any other subject, any other teacher, because but not very much
yeah.
also, because if you're looking at a social science teacher or a science teacher, whatever, right? Maybe, or even a
Yeah.
science teacher, like maybe they would take the opportunity every time they're in the kitchen and they're cooking something to say, this is how a chemical reaction works. Maybe they do that just for fun. But then you can't do
Yeah.
that all the time
Yeah.
as well, right? So
Right. Yeah.
there is a contrast, yet there is a contradiction there as well. And somehow you
Yeah.
seem to
Yeah.
have found that, like you said, the line and way not to cross it and how to stay on the right thing with regard
Yeah.
to this. So that's nice to hear. But I want to put that aside a little bit, because even though you are a teacher, you're a counselor, you are a parent, at the same time, even though you're doing all these things, you juggle other things as well. So, moving away from psychology a little bit, I just want to talk to you a little bit about this business that you have of selling scarves. Because I find that very
Yeah.
interesting to have that side hustle as well. So how did that come about,
Yeah.
and can you tell me a little about that?
Yeah. So it was an idea that just happened between me and one of my really close friends, and we just decided. This was much before I started working full time. So we just happened to think, because I cover my hair, and I realized that it's quite a struggle to find scarves, and even if we do find, it's not so nice, the patterns. Or And I realize that a lot of people who don't cover their hair also love scarves as an accessory. So it came out of just out of doing something for fun every 3 to 6 months at small exhibits, or like a pop-ups. So we just started it, and it really took off well. There was a lot of lot of people who wanted it. And so yeah, so it's really a small sweet side thing that goes on as and when we get an opportunity, like every 6 months or 3 months. But yeah, so that's how we came about it, and it's still on. So yeah, so we do it as and when somebody requires it, or if there's a pop-up. Yeah.
What's the name of this, like the Insta page or
It's
whatever?
called, yeah, it is on Instagram. It's called Pink Jasmine India, and we basically sell scarves as an accessory to however you want to wear it, however you want to drape it. So yeah, that's what we do.
Right. So, like I say in every podcast, in case anybody is interested to find out more about this, I will link
Yeah.
the Instagram page in the description wherever you're getting your podcast. And that's one thing that is, and we'll also talk a little bit about what you're doing in the space of counseling, but we'll come to that a little later as well, because now Seema is probably one part that I'm looking forward to, and that is the rapid fire question round. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Okay,
God.
you seem excited.
I'm scared.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like in every rapid fire question round, try to answer these questions as quickly as you can. Most of these
All right.
questions have another question following it, which is and why. Okay, some of these questions don't
Okay.
require you to answer it because they're very straightforward
Right.
questions. But for
Okay.
the most, if you can tell me and why you are giving me that answer, that would be great. However, if you're uncomfortable with answering any question, you don't have to. You can just skip it. All right? Okay, cool.
Done.
Okay, here we go. What would your perfect Saturday be like?
Sleeping late and then stepping out with my friends for a coffee, and probably taking my kids and entertaining them in some way, because I find that really difficult. Yeah.
Okay, since you mentioned coffee, if coffee was illegal, what would its street name be?
If it was illegal, I don't know, banned.
Okay.
Banned coffee. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What scares you?
Injections.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What is the most useless talent you have?
I can. I don't know. I don't know. I
Okay,
can dance.
okay, cool. Let's
Yeah.
go to the next. What keeps you up at night?
My phone.
That's just an amazing answer. Most people ask that question too, they get all philosophical. Uh, but my phone, that's so realistic. That's so true as well, right? Okay. What
Yeah.
terrible movie do you love?
I really love. I don't know whether it's terrible, but people don't like it that much. You've Got Mail. I have seen it 25 times at least.
Yeah, right. You can't go wrong with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks in the same movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love them.
Right. Okay. What is the silliest invention you have ever heard of?
I think. So many actually. Now I can't think of one. Also, like I keep watching them on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I think something to do with nails, like Like, I don't know. I can't remember anything right now.
Right. You know what? Since Seema, you can't remember this, I'm going to open this out to the listeners. So, in case you have, you can answer any of these questions. The most terrible movie you love, the most silliest invention you've ever had, just throw them down in the comments.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from you as well. What is the best and worst purchase you ever made?
Purchase. I I think the best purchase that I've made is like, I think when I buy my clothes, I think they're really the best because I just use them a lot. So I don't go wrong with that on most occasions. I think the worst is I bought something for the kitchen and I think it was such a waste. Like, it was a waffle maker and a grill and something else and something else, and I realized that none of those things work properly. Yeah.
Right. What is the most ugliest vegetable?
I think I don't know what you call it in English, but it's the Karela. I think it's ugly.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Doesn't taste so good.
Right. Yeah. Okay. What is your hometown famous for?
Okay, that's a very tough question because I really don't know which is my hometown. I've just been all over the place. But I did grow up in Jeddah, that's in Saudi Arabia, and I think the nicest thing to eat there is the shawarma. I could eat that every day. Yeah, so I would say that.
All right, time to add that to my list as well then. Uh,
Yeah.
what first world problem do you have?
What? Sorry?
What first world problem do you have?
First world problem. Mm, I think it's to do with technology. Like, I whine and cry if the internet is not working. Yeah, I think that's the first world problem.
Right. I know
Yeah.
we are in the morning right now when we're recording this podcast. We were supposed to record it
Yeah.
last evening, and we had some internet issues and everything. And I'm saying this because like all the podcasts that we've done, and like so many people who are doing this right now from their homes, we're just making do. We're trying to do the best that we can with what we have. And on that, I'm just going to give a side note that right now the electricity might go off, or there might be a train going outside my house, so you may hear noises and everything. But then I think what matters is the fun conversation that we're having, and we're just going to look
Yeah.
past this and go ahead. Right? What is the dumbest way you've been injured?
Dumbest way I've been injured?
Yes.
Just walking and falling. And growing up, I've been known as a child who just would keep falling down. Like, just while everyone just normally walking, I would be the one who fell down and hurt myself. So yeah, it still happens at times.
All right. Favorite book?
Yeah. Favorite book? I like the book Grit by Angela Duckworth. I really love it. It's one of my favorite books, and I think everyone should read it.
Okay.
Just love the way she wrote it. Yeah.
All right. Favorite color?
I love black.
Okay. Favorite food?
Yes. Food, I love anything Asian. So
Okay.
it's a huge variety of things.
Right.
Then.
Okay. Favorite dessert?
Anything that's with Nutella. I love it.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Favorite TV show?
Friends. And I like, my newfound love was Suits for a while. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Your favorite childhood memory?
My childhood memories with my best friend. I have tons of them. Her name is Aparna, and we grew up together in the same neighborhood. So we've had tons of memories. Cycling, playing Lagori. I don't know if many people know what that is. It's 7 stones. Hide and seek, just sitting on the terrace eating a chocolate called Charge. I don't know if anybody knows about that, but it got discontinued. Yeah. So yeah, I've tons of memories. Wouldn't be able to pick a favorite one, honestly.
All right. What childish thing you do now and still enjoy?
Dance with my kids, just put on some music, and while cleaning the room, just dance and, just be goofy. So, yeah.
Okay. What is the craziest thing you remember one of your teachers doing?
Um, I think on Children's Day, just, dressing up as a huge brinjal and then falling. So, yeah, it is. And she did it on purpose. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was funny.
Right, right.
I
And
think teachers really went out there on Children's Day to do things. So, I think it was really funny. Yeah.
yes. And yes, I remember seeing teachers doing things on Children's Day when I was in school as well. And now being in school, especially in the same school, you and I can see what the teachers do in our
Yeah.
school as well, which is a lot of fun. And the kids have a lot of memories to take back with them and grow up with.
Yeah.
But that brings me back to the school because I want to talk to you a little bit about, in general, as a whole, mental health in school, because we are recording this podcast a few days before World Mental Health Day, and October is dedicated to mental health, and it's not restricted to, but it's dedicated to mental health. So I just want to talk to you about where you stand, what is your perspective, understanding, ideas on mental health in school.
Yeah, so I think it's really, really important for any educator, any teacher to understand the importance of mental health, in children. So we often neglect, or we often are not able to recognize, what's going on with the child, because, obviously they find it very difficult to talk about it because they themselves cannot understand what's going on. So there's a fine line between what is a developmental change in a child and what is a mental health issue in a child. Because, sometimes we just associate things to age, but sometimes a child could be really going through a problem that any adult would go through. But we don't associate mental health issues with children usually. So, as a school and as an educator and as a teacher, or anyone who's dealing with children, it's very important to be aware of, what are the mental health issues out there, and what to kind of look out for. How to identify is very hard, but some amount of education in that would be very helpful for anybody who's dealing with children. So I think it's very important, because if we don't help them, then it plays out in different ways, with their health, with their education, with their social skills, and that's detrimental to any child, right? And we are, if we are in a in an educational institution, then it is our duty to kind of make sure that the child is receiving all these things and be available to them for this, right? So I think it's really important to kind of learn, educate, become aware about mental health in children, which I find very difficult to explain to parents, because they don't want to accept, or they don't want to kind of look into it, when the child is having a hard time. So I think it's really important, and to kind of educate even parents about it.
Right, right. So that is a little bit about mental health in school, and this is more specific to it being maybe one-on-one interaction, just understanding where a student or a child
Right.
comes from. But I want to
Yeah.
talk to you about what do you feel about mental health and its awareness being inculcated into curriculum?
I think it's really important, and I hope and wish that happens very soon. Because what happens is, I think, to start with, if teachers could be trained in this before you even introduce it to children, because because they are the first line of defense when a child is going through something, right? So it's always a good idea if teachers are more aware and teachers are more educated about it. And talking about bringing this into curriculum, yes, it would be very helpful for even a child to identify or start identifying if he or she is feeling a certain way. And I think if it is introduced in any curriculum, what will happen is it'll firstly break the stigma that that this is not real, and this exists, and this is okay to talk about, and speak about. So I think there although like psychology as a subject, which is introduced in 11th and 12th grade, which I'm teaching right now, does introduce a large part of it. So you will notice that if you, I mean, you are in the same school as I am, so you'll notice that the 11th and 12th graders are a little more aware about mental health and mental illnesses, and they have a wider understanding of it because they're studying the subject. Not exactly, counseling per se, but then they are trying to understand the subject. So they have a broader understanding of it, and it's helpful for them because they come out and talk. They want to reach out to other kids. So I think just noticing this, I feel like it's so important to have it part of the curriculum, and I hope that in some way it can be introduced, because it doesn't, right, it's not there right now.
Right. And I think
Yeah.
you have also done a lot of things in the school to make people more aware of, say, mental health, or
Yeah.
the psychology department in school has done this as well, because there is going to be a couple of things they're doing in the next few days as
Right.
way of making people more aware of this, right? Do you want to talk a little about that?
Yeah, so we've done a couple of one-on-one sessions with teachers, and we've also done it with students. We've done group therapy on self-esteem and gratitude and anxiety. So we've been touching upon topics that we feel are required right now. But in the next few days, because it is Mental Health Month worldwide, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to break the stigma by getting everyone to pledge to talk, to help, and to speak. So the children of 12th grade are doing this in the school, within the school itself, but they are, they want everyone to pledge and basically be able to speak out, to help out, to reach out when in need. So kind of making it, normalizing that approach with everybody else. So we are looking forward to that. And I'm glad that it's coming from the children, so that's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I,
Yeah.
I, I do understand that there will be a video or some sort of recording of this, and it will be put online
Yes.
and everything. So in case our
Yeah.
viewers, our listeners are curious about what you are doing in the space of the school, and with regard to what you just spoke of, I will find a way to put that in the description as well, so you can find out more and not just look at it in that sense, but even personally maybe take a pledge on your own as well. So to be able to reach out to more people and understand where they're coming from. And from that, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you do personally, because I know that you are a counselor and you are part of a network of counselors, and together you try to make the world a better place. But I also know that you're working on a project right now where you
Yeah.
are trying to set up your own space. So why don't you tell me a little bit
Yes.
about that?
Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, so I'm a counselor and I do have a private practice. I used to work for different centers before the pandemic happened. So there was a lot of face to face counseling, that went about. But ever since the pandemic hit, I've been available only online. And I have individual clients, especially from the age of 18 to 40. I don't know, I find a lot of people approaching me from that age group, and it's been quite remarkable because I've been able to reach out, to clients beyond Bangalore. So that's Delhi, and there's like Northeast and Bombay, and even abroad for the matter. So that this has opened up a new way of reaching out, and people are reaching out from other countries as well. So this is what I do right now. Right now it's online, and I basically counsel. I don't have a particular, purest way of therapy. It's more, person centered, and whatever the person comes with, we kind of work with that, and there's no pure approach that I take. So that's what I think works with most people. And yes, I am looking at a new project coming my way. I'm planning to set up my own space. It's called the Therapy Fix, and really like one place which will provide a safe space for people to be able to talk, children to be able to talk, and along with counseling, there will be other things that will kind of complement their therapy sessions. So waiting for it to happen. It's work in progress.
Awesome. And I'm looking forward to it because a lot of people do have counseling centers, and I'm not saying that that's not what's supposed to be there, whatever, because I honestly don't know about that personally. But to anybody listening to this, if you ever need some place to be at, someone to talk to, someone to be able to understand what you're going through, counseling is an amazing space for you to be able to do that. And even if not Seema, you can find someone whom you're comfortable with, because it's always good to take care of your mental health just as much as you're taking care of your physical health or anything else. But I also want to say that having known Seema personally, I do know that whatever she has in the work is going to be something different, something unique. And even though she's just given us a little teaser right now, I'm looking forward to what you have in store, Seema. And if people want to get in touch with you, either to know more about your projects, to know more about where they can get in touch with people to talk with, or even if they're interested in starting sessions with you, how would they be able to do that, Seema?
So, of course, you can reach out to me on my number and follow me on Instagram. You can put out the link of the page. However, you can also email me. So, these are different ways to kind of get in touch. And once they get in touch with me, of course, I will guide them on how we can go about it. Right now, there are options of having face-to-face counseling as well. Places are opening up. So that again has this is opened up for me. So I will obviously guide them once we talk, looking at their schedule, my schedule, and according to that we will go ahead with it. Yeah.
Awesome. So guys, get in touch with Seema if you need to know anything with regard to anything and about counseling and psychology. Don't ask her questions about biometrics and things like that. But yeah, but whatever she's spoken about, I will link those in the description as well. And with that, Seema, we have come to the very end of this conversation. And to end it off, I want to ask you if you have something to tell students, a message of sorts. It could be from the conversation that we had, it could be from your ideology and things, places where you're coming from, or it could be something in general as well. What would you tell students today?
All right. So I would just say that, you should, it is a very difficult time for everyone to be at home, to kind of miss out so much that has happened, whether it is college, whether it is school, whether it is a sport you played, or just meeting your friends. A lot, has changed. And as much as there's a lot of focus on what adults are going through, I just want you to know that we are also aware that you've had a really tough time at home. And even though you're getting back to school, there is a huge gap that has been created in terms of socializing, in terms of learning. And of course, nobody knows what you have been through while being at home, whether you've taken care of a sick person, whether you've taken care of yourself, whether you have studied, you have found difficult to study. So there are a lot of challenges we all know that you have faced. And I think that it's a good time to reach out to people you trust, or a counselor or a therapist, or take care of the things that are still bothering you. This is not just about talking about emotions, but learning to help regulate them, because it is very important that you stay healthy mentally, take care of yourself physically, and be more aware of what you would like to do for yourself. So take care of yourself, and reach out to people who are around you. And if you feel that you would rather reach out to someone who's a professional, then there are a lot of counseling centers in Bangalore. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to the counselor at your school, college, university. So I would say that don't feel like you're alone, and don't think that you can't take care of something that's happened. We can take care of everything. mentally and physically. So do reach out and be more open to taking help, giving help.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Seema. And the same question I'm going to ask you again, but this is with regard to parents. What is the message that you would give parents?
Yeah. I would say the same thing, that, it's been difficult even for parents to manage their lives and their financial issues and, just so many things, family, health, and their children in that same space. As much as adults have gone through a lot, your children also have been through a lot, and they probably might not show it, or they might not talk about it because they themselves don't understand a lot of it. So I would say that, be a little more aware, in if you have seen, and if you see any changes in your children, anything that has something that they never used to do or never used to say, and just be more aware, more observant. And if you feel like there is a change and you're not able to understand that, then I guess it's a good idea to bring it to notice, either to with their teachers or with their school counselors or somebody who can help you with it, and not ignore it, because what happens is then that will just kind of build into something else, and you don't want that. So today, when things have opened up and it's easier to reach out, I think it's a good idea to be willing to go and get that help for your child if you feel like there are changes in them. Yeah. Or if you feel like they're not eating well, they're not sleeping well, they're not socializing, or they've lost interest in the things they like to do. So these are a couple of signs you can pick up. And of course, if it's a one-off thing, you don't have to worry. But if you see like a prolonged behavior in a child, I mean, that's a cue for you to go and get some help for them and for yourself as well. So I would say that be observant and get the help in time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot more things that you can say, Seema, because this is not something that you can talk about and bring it into a very small session like
Yeah,
this.
of course. Yeah.
But whatever you have said has a lot of meaning to it, and even I was able to learn a lot from what you're saying, because even though over the past few years everyone's been talking about counseling and mental health and therapy and the importance of it, and this has been going on like a record, but still, no matter how many times people say it, you still need to talk about it, and you still need to repeat it, and you
Right.
still need to do things to make people more aware of it. So I think this conversation has very successfully done that. And I thank you, Seema. I thank you for being on this podcast with me, and for taking the time out. Even though we did have a little bit of a technical difficulty the previous time we tried to record this worked out
Right.
very well. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Seema. And
Thank you,
I
Jeremy.
awesome.
This was really fun, and thank you for just giving me the opportunity to kind of reach out like we've been talking about. But yeah, thank you for having me here.
Thank you once again, and we will be meeting each other soon. So hopefully we'll be able to continue this conversation in person as well. So thank you once again, Seema.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from Troposphere and TrouperCast, you can follow us on Instagram. The handle is @Troposphere. And make sure to check out this video when it's out on YouTube. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.